All right, everybody. Hello and welcome back to Team Fortress TV, where we are bringing you the continued coverage of ESEA Season 21. Of course, we are in week number 2, so that is Viaduct. If you were with us the last hour, you just saw EVL take down Titanium White. Well, now we have the big matchup of the day. It is the new froyotech versus last season's Invite champions, Ascent. And I am BloodSire. Joining me on the cast is BUICK, and of course Marblr, our cameraman, is showing you guys all of the action. BUICK, what are your thoughts on this match that we have up ahead?
Even putting it into words is hard, because this is the kind of thing. This is the marquee playoff match. This is the marquee 1 versus 2 match, and it always has been for so long. Like, we know froyotech has changed the roster around. We know the juggernaut got pulled apart and rebuilt to an extent, which is funny how that turned out. But this is what we've been waiting for. Ascent lately, as we mentioned, based on last season, Ascent has got somewhat of an upper hand now, and they've started off this season 3-0. Something like that, win, and it wasn't just any 3-0. It was a 5-0, a 5-2, and a 4-0. So they're riding pretty hot right now.
Yeah, and of course they have the advantage coming into not just being the Invite champions, but being a squad that have played together for a whole season. They're confident in each other. They know what to expect from each other. Whereas over on the froyotech side, right, they're wearing the froyotech name. They've got Banny, now they've got Clockwork, but they are a new team. And I would say before they did get that Clockwork edition, you might not have pegged this match to be such the big match that it is actually going to be, because this is going to be the time where the new froyotech gets to come into Invite and say, okay, this is our level of play. This is where we're at so far. BUICK, I think going into this season, Banny was looking to take a team and sort of coach that team and be a part of that team and get better along with that team, and really use this season as sort of a learning experience for the future. But I think with the circumstances of Corsa being unable to play on Scout and bringing Clockwork in, the expectations for that team goes through the roof. Banny's back on Scout, so you have the Clockwork Banny Scout combo. froyotech here, they're expected to do good things. So whether or not they can do those good things, we will find out in this upcoming match.
The thing that interests me too is when they've played on Viaduct before, Clockwork always has a good game. Like Clockwork and Banny, them playing, this is nothing new to them. This is literally them playing scout partner against a team that they know in and out. They know how the Ascent players play. You can go run down the lineup of Ascent players, and Clockwork and Banny have memorized tendencies of said players. You know what they're going to do. They've went against these guys so often at this point in time, and it goes both ways too. But the players, they know where they're going to push. They can start predicting movement easier and something like that too. So even though Ascent's running 3-0, Clockwork and Banny either. Sometimes it's even either. It's not even if both. If Clockwork or Banny have a hell of a game on Viaduct, their team's going to win. They completely put the teams on their back.
Ironically enough, they might know more about what the Ascent players are going to do than their own players. I'm talking about Banny and Clockwork, because this is a new roster. This is a new squad. And all of the players on froyotech are very competent players. And I mean, they're all high caliber players. And with Banny and Clockwork bolstering that roster, they can do great things. But we talked about how Ascent have the experience together. froyotech don't have that yet. They're still trying to feel each other out. They're still getting each other's tendencies down, each other's pacing, each other's calls. All of the things that go into making a great team aren't really peaking yet for froyotech. So whether or not they can bring what they have so far onto this map Viaduct and squeak out a win versus the champions of ESEA is going to be very interesting to see. And I'm just so excited that we get to see it so early on in the season.
Usually we have to wait we'll see it maybe once in the season, like 2/3 through, and then we'll see it in playoffs or something like that. Literally week 2, these two teams, I don't know how this worked out like it did, but I am so happy of all maps to see these guys play on. I've seen them play on other maps so often. I've seen them play on Badlands so often. Just I can never get enough of these two teams playing on Viaduct in general. Just the players, these players specifically, whatever team they're on, I want to watch them play on Viaduct. It's always so damn exciting.
Absolutely. And one of the key things, and I think you touched on it a little bit before, and it's going to be hard, Buick, not to keep talking about Banny and Clockwork, because there are other great players on froyotech, but I think, the hot news is that Clockwork has joined this roster now as a starter, and this is the Clockwork map. This is Viaduct, a map where scouts can use all of the terrain to their advantage, can play around that rock, can play around the sniper area, and all of the different changes in elevation, and use that to their ability to get in on the flank, to have their soldier turn heads, and then get in and do the meat shots. This is a prime map for scout players to really shine, and when you have Banny and Clockwork as your scout combo, you're poised to do some great things. Now, on the flip side, Buick, we have two of the very best scouts that you could want that aren't Clockwork and Banny, and they are Yomps and Shrugger, and they are absolute beast, Buick. And so,
let's throw a number. Guess Yomps DPM on their Viaduct match against Bird Noises. Just so we can play over on. What do you think?
I don't know the number, but I think it was high. So I'm gonna say 400.
406. He went 39 and 10.
Holy moly!
My jaw. Let me pick it up a little bit. Damn, Yomps, son. What the H? What the H? Oh man. All right. So Yomps is running hot. Shrugger, as per usual, we expect 25 and 17. I mean, let's put it this way: when one of your scouts goes 39 and 10, the other scout, he can't really do the same. So there's the give and the take. There's just not enough people to kill. So Shrugger ended up going 25 and 17, which is still fantastic with 300 DPM. As expected from season to season, these two guys play well together. They play well by their own. They don't even need to play tandem half the time. They both have incredibly different styles, and it's really a treat to watch them. Specifically Yomps. Like, I've been seeing Shrugger, destroy people for years, but watching Yomps jump up to the upper echelon and pull off the kind of damage numbers that he's capable of, it's damn cool.
Yeah, it's the classic Cinderella story of scouts that we've seen time and time again. Different players have been able to do it. Clockwork himself, when he switched to scout, was just this phenom that came almost out of nowhere on scout and was just doing crazy things. Before him, YZ50. Before him, Carnage came to the scene and all of a sudden was amazing. Now you have Yomps, who comes a little bit more from obscurity, climbs into Invite, and is suddenly putting out some crazy numbers like 406 damage in a match on scout. Absolute 406 damage a minute on damage on scout. So crazy things from this guy. And then of course you did mention Shrugger, who is consistent, who's always going to give you a good game, especially nowadays where he's really settled into his comfort zone on the scout class. So we've been talking a lot about these scouts. There are 4 other players on each other team. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the Froyo team. On the medic, we have Free State, who was a scout, but he has made the switch over to medic for this new Froyo roster. Muma on demo, who talk about players that are rising and showing that they're really here to play and Invite. Muma doing absolutely great things, has been very impressive both last season and at the start of this season. Patty and is that Corsa? Corsa is in the game? I didn't know that. I thought maybe it was one of their other scouts that Clockwork's filling in for. I thought Clockwork was filling in for Corsa, but I guess I was terribly wrong.
Interesting. Maybe we just got a curveball thrown our way here. That's
interesting. I will put out that I don't know anything, Buick. So just because I thought something didn't necessarily mean that it was true.
Oh man. So how many players we got in the server here? What are we looking at? Oh wow, I tab back in and I see 11 out of 12. Damn, that's nice. And as we mentioned earlier, we were talking about the Froyo soldiers potentially. We know Melee and Rando, synergy wise, they're wonderful together, but we've seen them in the past in at I-58 and stuff like that switch roles between Pocket and Roamer too. I do think it's kind of fortuitous that they're playing on Viaduct this week too, because they could both I look at their last match and they both just received the same amount of heals. I think they're both just playing the high flying soldier, Viaduct style, bouncing off things, bombing medics and stuff like that. Maybe it's going to help them get their roles down pat, and then moving forward, they're going to destroy as per usual, as they have the past 2, 3. I'm not going to say seasons, 2, 3 years.
Yeah, no, I mean they're a solid team. And they're the team to beat. Ascent, the Invite champions, froyotech, are the underdog. I can't believe I'm saying that, but they're the underdog. And it's not just because of what we see on paper, Buick. Everyone agrees that they're the underdog. On saloon.tf, they were the underdog by 34.5%.
What?
65.5% people believe that Ascent are going to win this match on Saloon. Over on our Twitter poll on @teamfortress.tv, 58% of you believe that Ascent is going to win this. So on both accounts, both polls, both times where people putting their money where their mouth is, people think Ascent's going to win this match. And you know what? I can't blame them. I myself did predict Ascent to go ahead and win this just because I think froyotech, they do have some wild cards that they need to prove here. But if ever there was a time to do that, it would be now. And going back to my terrible mistake, I knew Corso was the roam. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know who their other scout was because I'm a terrible person, but I always knew Corso was the roamer. And he, I should say, is a fantastic roamer, a great player. And if you think back to old EMG teams, I don't want to, there was Mackie who basically fit into any class and pull out some crazy plays. I would say Corsa is like that, but more consistent on Soldier. So he's a great player all around. He's going to do some great things for you. And the good thing about him, especially on a map like it's about what I was going to say. On a map like Viaduct, you can keep your 2 scouts and then have Corsa snipe behind them. And that's the Australian strat. And it's awesome on Viaduct if you can pull it off.
That strat, I miss that. The first time I saw that Australian strat, I was watching, I forget what player from it was it like a Team Sidewinder or something like that? They did it on Gravel Pit. That's some throwback, like many, many, many years ago. Australia was actually the first team to introduce that kind of tactic on Gravel Pit. 2 scouts, 1 sniper. And as we mentioned earlier, rest in peace Gravel Pit. Damn, I miss it because it was exciting to watch. But here, the playground for snipers nowadays is more or less this map.
They used to do it on every map too, actually, the Australians. The first time I played them, they had like 300 ping, and it was Badlands, and they were running 2 scouts and a sniper, and it was terrible. It was crazy. And it was interesting back then because the different regions sort of had their own style of play. Australians had 2 scouts and a sniper and 1 soldier. Europeans had a pocket heavy and 1 soldier and 2 scouts. So it was pretty nutty back then, the way that different regions had different ways of playing TF2. Now the sort of cookie cutter 2 scouts, 1 demo man, 2 soldiers medic is the meta that is standard, that everyone knows is tried and true, and it's just a little bit too good to pass up. But talking about that, going off the back of a great sniper like Corso, or on the flip side, Shrugger, or even Yomps, we can expect to see snipers in this match just because they do have the potential. As we talked about all in the previous hour during the previous match, they have the potential to really create a huge play and a huge opportunity for their team.
I like it. You know they can. Every player in this match actually has single-handedly won teams in invite rounds. Like they know what it's like to make big plays on the biggest stage. And it's like I said, we keep on mentioning it, but it's just a treat we get to see it this early in the season. So, and on Viaduct, God, I can just talk about that forever. So we are on 11. Oh, no, look at that. 12. As I mentioned it, Free State is here. So Free State, their medic. Did we mention about that too? Like as we're talking through the positions and stuff like that, Free State medic playing medic and stuff like that. I know we may have heard rumors and words of, via the Twitter gods that Shade conveniently, I don't know what he picked up as potentially, but conveniently has 6 weeks off work or something like that. Like, maybe we thought we'd see a little bit of, roundabout maneuvers there, but no, for now, it looks like Free State is in here right now. And as we mentioned earlier, we were just talking to each other before the match, and like, medic on this map is not the most stressless thing. It's you got to watch your head at all points in time, and especially when there's snipers on the air team, you can be put on tilt pretty easily.
Listen, it's stressful. I had the opportunity last season of getting the call off the bench to fill in as medic on this team. Well, not on this team, but on the Banny Clockwork team. And it was the most stressful and not fun time I ever had playing TF2. And that is how the High on BloodSire drops Uber meme got started. Because it was a sad event. Free State, of course, is a much more capable player than I am, but it is stressful. And when you're filling in and you're going to a new role like Free State is, moving from scout to medic, this is one of those maps where you really are going to be tested, because you're going to have bombing soldiers in your face when you're looking at the soldier to try to jump his rocket. There's going to be a scout behind you. When you turn to the scout, there's going to be a sticky where you want to dodge to. So there's a lot to take into account on medic here. and he's really going to be tested. So we're going to have to pay attention. And I did mention before, there are some wild cards on this new Froyo roster that you have to pay attention to, and we have to see how they play out if we're going to really judge this Froyo team. And I think Free State on Medic is one of them, not because he's a bad player, just because of that jump. Can he really fill that role? Can he do it at the high caliber that froyotech's going to need him to do it if froyotech want to go ahead into playoffs and maybe contend for a spot in the top 2 of this season? So will he do that, BUICK? We will find out. We do have 12 players now in the server, so our viewers will be treated to that knowledge very shortly.
I know everybody's in here waiting. Jeez, people running up at this point in time. Like, I don't know if we're gonna have any snipers, anything off the bat. God, I keep on saying I want to see a sniper. Last time though,
you're
I was thinking about
with
Chris.
these snipers. You would think you're the AA sniper here. Why did I see all those snipers?
but I didn't mention last time. I don't know if, listen, now we saw it was like a 2-0 roll and then they switched to crits. I don't think in a match this tight we're going to see any of those perma crits tactics per se. Like, I really don't think it's going to happen, and especially from froyotech, because with a new medic or, you know, someone newer to medic, you're not going to put him on crits the whole time. I really don't think that. And given we both know Muma could put out a lot of damage. That's something we forget to talk about. Like, they have froyotech, whereas they're the remade, as you mentioned, like froyotech. Like, the players they have can put out so much damage at all times. I don't know, man. You prediction Ascent wise, would it be crazy to be like a Froyo 4-3 or something?
I don't think anything would be crazy in this match, because it's going to be a crazy matchup between 2 teams of highly skilled caliber players, and really anything can happen. It's going to be a matter of context, a matter of the situation, who gets the better 1v1, who has the better bomb. And as we see that white text, we do see teams are setting up their classes, they're setting up their teams. It's going to be froyotech on the red power team to start things off. Ascent over on blue. Green text is up. The match is going to be live, BUICK. And I am watching Badonsky, the blue demo man, over on Ascent to see what he can bring to the table, how he can start his team off on the right foot. Already we do see Yamps over in his left corner move up forward. Badonsky over on the right side, gonna put in some early spam. You see the red team are being clustered by that. No moves as of yet coming from either team. They're both just feeling it out, waiting for that damage to get called in. Here come the bomb from the froyotech team. Both, no, Soldier on the right. Clockwork, he's going to take down one. Corsa and Patty, though, go down. And that is Yamps and Rando. Yamps again taking down Clockwork. We talked about him. And here he is already. Take a look at Shrugger. Shrugger on the hunt, BUICK. He's going to back it up just a little bit. And that is going to be the first round in favor of Ascent.
I like that mid fight too. We saw some Froyo aggression and they took out Mela on the corner, but they lost both people trying to do it. We saw Clockwork go for the medic and just Yomps cleaned him up very easily. I don't know if it's, you know, I wouldn't say, it's too early to call any sort of rust or anything like that, but in those situations before, I've definitely seen Clockwork get a hell of a lot of frags. So Ascent's in a decent position to hold here. They're kind of backing up their medic. 4-4 does have to pop here, but fortunately Patty and Free State use him at the same time. We're going to have an Uber exchange trade. 4-4 is backing out. Is anybody chasing Free State right now? There's nobody behind. Yes, there is. There's one soldier. One rocket on Free State. He completely whiffs. 2 rockets. Goes for the air shot and misses it. Free State. Oh my god. After that, Yomps cleans him up.
Yomps with his 4th kill right there, taking down both the medic and then another. He's going to combine with Shrugger to take down Corsa. Shrugger's going to join the party, take down another, and this is the scout combo from Ascent. We talked all about froyotech's scout combo in Clockwork and Banny. They're the marquee names, but Shrugger and Yomps getting it done right now in this round 1, putting their team already 2 minutes left to go on the clock, and they have the Uber advantage.
Yomps on a 4-kill streak right now. Nobody can stop Yomps. I almost just kind of want to just watch people run at Yomps and watch Yomps mow them down, because it's unstoppable right now. I like
Yomps
it.
Chomps 2016 just eats him up. Just eats him up. As we do see Corsa gonna break out that sniper early on, take down Benazzi. That's a big pick for this attacking team, but recognizing that the Ascent players are going to try to get aggressive, try to take advantage of that weak froyotech team, that they do have that sniper BUICK. They are able to get in and take down Free State. That's going to put the Uber advantage steadily in the blue team's hands.
They do. They absolutely have Uber advantage, and of course is still sniping right now. I don't know. Can Corsa get a dot on anybody? There was almost a situation. Oh, if anybody crosses court. Oh, the scout, and just a miss on the scout, too. Even that scout pick doesn't get them too much, so they just got to spam Corsa out. Soldier Rando saying, Corsa, get the hell out of here. Completely destroys him. Trades his life for it. Doesn't make a difference because now Blue, 4x on the point, 2x on the point. They're actually... Can anybody get on it? They can't because Podolsky takes a huge pipe right there. Look how close the point is.
Bad health for Ascent as the froyotech players are coming in mass. They are down in terms of men on in the fight. They did have the advantage, but not anymore. Great job from Ascent, backing it up, getting healed, putting in the pain onto the froyotech team. They are going to keep their control on the cap point. They are under 1 minute right now, 55 seconds left to go. With the Uber are Ascent, froyotech building on the way. They need to make things happen now. They want to get back in this round.
So Free State does come up, they have to Uber. They're going to keep a solo Uber on Patty, which I like. He doesn't flick it. He completely multis 3 people. His Uber's going to drop right now. Free State has to be careful and get out. Okay, there is somebody behind though, which they need to be careful about. Look, they don't know where Melee is. Like 404 goes down, so is Random. Melee goes for a huge bomb on Free State. 1, 2, 3 rockets. Cleans him up. They needed it right there. That's the second or third time Ascent has gotten a soldier literally completely around and not one person has turned their head. And they've lost their medic 2 to 3 times just because of that. Free State is just, it's not even Free State being out of position. Can you imagine having to pay attention to buffing so many people, a potential sniper, and then there's a soldier jumping from behind you? That's just so difficult to deal with.
It's very stressful, but oh, look at that. Muma with the tricky trap is going to take down Mela to start off and stunt the Ascent push. But I like the way that this froyotech strat is working out for them. They have Clockwork and Banny able to do all sorts of damage and have free reign because above them playing Overwatch is Corsa sniping away uncontested right now. Yomps is going to take down Clockwork. Patty goes down as well. So a nice job from Ascent getting a little bit of damage in on the froyotech side, but they are still dug in with that sniper who is posted up, ready to take down whoever ventures out into the middle. Backing up though because they don't have the man advantage. That's the downfall of the sniper. Our froyotech. Patty's going to even it up just a little bit by taking down Randall, but on are the blue scouts, on are the blue team. They are coming in mass and they have retaken control of the central cap, and BUICK, Froyo, they have backed out.
There's 20 seconds left. Like, Blue is in position right now. They're going to get their spawners unless Froyo makes a move, which they need to now. They have that sniper, so it's slightly hard to. Corsa's not hitting shots anymore. They're going to move up and try to take the midpoint right here. Patty's going to get a solo over. I do think so. Free State should not multi anybody else. No, maybe multi-clockers there. Has to be careful. Bringing everybody in. If 404 makes it out there, they're in a really good position to retake it. Like, there's not enough cap time. They're losing people. Rando goes down. They'll trade Clockers and Patty. Yomps is dominating. Look at that. He's on another streak. 3. Everybody's coming to the point, and Yomps just keeps killing them. Shrugger's going to get this one. Excuse me. The Bottle's going to get this one. And Ascent is just... They just threw their weight around that round.
They threw their weight around to Ascent, but Froyo kind of threw the round by keeping the sniper. The pitfall of the sniper is you can either make the round or you break the round. And when you're not hitting your shots and the other team has 20 seconds on the clock, you need to be a presence. You need to make sure you win that fight. And if the sniper's missing his shots, which is likely to happen, you're not going to win the fight, and that's what happens. So the first round does go to Ascent here, as the first frag of the second round also goes to Ascent off the back of Shrugger. Shrugger's going to take down another on Patty, but Clockwork and Banny are going to combine. Down goes Rando, down goes Mela, in comes Shrugger to take down Clockwork. Shrugger on his 3rd kill of the mid so far. Banny's going to take him down now, and now Banny wants to get things done with his team. Is in. Muma's going to combine to take down Badonsky, and off the back of Banny and his demo man, they are keeping themselves and Froyotech in the start of this round. 3 down for the blue team, BUICK, and Froyotech hold on to squeak out that first capture.
He did. 404 did stay alive, so 404 is on 95, 100% Uber. But Froyo sees him coming in, and when you lose both your soldiers as blue in this situation, even if you do have, you know, even Ubers, there's nothing. What are you going to do? You're going to push out the right side? No. Froyotech is, look how far up this forward hold is. Literally, they had their soldiers standing on the little platform right here, spamming the spawn. Like, this is... Froyo is in complete control at the start of this round.
Now they gotta be careful here. Free State gets bombed and is forced to pop, and that is the danger of having that very aggressive forward hold. Fortunate for Froyotech. Also popped was the blue team. 404 popped his as well. Wasn't sure what did pop 404, but Free State very low HP. He's low. Oh my goodness. Take a look at Muma with a double kill. Takes down Shrugger and 404. Banny takes down Badonsky before he gets taken out by Mela. Mela, he's gonna get a double kill. A triple kill for Mela as he takes down Patty. And Yob's very hurt. It's going to force the rest of Ascent to sort of back up, but since they aren't in control of that cap, they do have the faster respawn, so they are going to get their players up and live to fight another day, and the another day is now.
It is absolutely. It took what, a minute 40, or excuse me, they're almost taking half the time off so far. It's a really good round so far from Froyo. They're kind of caught back there with Banny going down. Here comes the aggression from the blue soldiers. We'll see Rando coming in and gets completely stuffed by Patty. God, that was a rocket in the face right when he landed. They can't really move off of it because there's a trap? I heard a trap going up. It's just on the rock right now, so they're in no position to get a sneaky trap. Froyo's going to cap this in what? They knocked, what, 22 seconds off, did Ascent? Like, Froyo's in prime position right now. I think they actually may play a little more aggressively with this Uber if they get pushed.
And that pass exchange was great from froyotech. Ascent threw everything that they could at them to try to take away that Uber advantage, and froyotech just ate it up, killed those players, and now they've retaken the control of the central cap. They did have to pop their Uber, whereas Ascent 404 is nowhere to be found, so full advantage is going to come in from this Ascent team. They are going to wait for their players, but like we said, they don't have control of the capture, so they do have faster respawns. You see, their players are already going to be up now. They're going to be able to move with this Uber. Let's see where froyotech elect to hold. You have Corsa very, very aggressive. That is a huge misstep from him because he had just handed the team with the advantage a bigger advantage by giving them bodies. froyotech, BUICK, they really can't do anything here.
You just have 5. Look where they are. They're all caught over on the side. They're taking so much damage. Clockwork gets caught out. Nobody's actually going to go for him. We'll see if they're going to pay for this. We're going to watch Clockwork come up here. Oh, he's going to jump down. Does he have anybody in his sights? He's just too far away, and now they know where he is. Going to take too much spam. Off comes an Uber, though, and getting Banny off the front of this Uber is absolutely fine. You'll take it when the other medic is not only on 70% dead. What an amazing... Oh, 404 getting out of that, too. Look how low 404 is. Of course, it finally takes him out. But damn. Like, Banny... Do you think they didn't know that Ascent had Uber? Because they were really kind of out of position there.
I think they knew that Clockwork was in the backfield, and the problem with having Clockwork behind your team is you don't want to send one person back because that one person could easily lose the 1v1, yet you don't want to send 2 people back because you want to make sure you have a presence to put up an offense. So I think froyotech, realizing that situation, decided to try to tighten the vice a little bit by playing more aggressive, knowing Clockwork was behind them. Unfortunately, Ascent with that Uber was just a little bit too strong. We do see now, though, in comes froyotech. Patty's going to take down Badonsky and Rando. Clockwork gets one himself. That is going to put the cap back in control of froyotech, puts the round back in control of froyotech as they are counting down from 30 seconds, and they're going to have a slight Uber advantage.
And then they can do this. It's so low at this point in time. Like, now 404 builds hard here on melee. There goes an arrow. They're going to be able to get this Uber to contest. But Free State has a counter Uber right now. If nobody feeds on Froyo, I think they could easily take this round very cleanly. And here comes the Uber right there. 404 pops it. Has a multi right now, but the other medic multis too, so that's fine. That first person going down is going to probably lose his team this mid-fight right here. The Scouts are getting caught out. Clockwork going down, but Donsky, Mailer, and Yomps are done. And what do you have left right now? You lost your medic too, Shrugger? Nothing like that. Just 1-1. Froyo pulled it together. They brought it back right there. I was very surprised when they lost. When they lost Banny and their medic, I really thought Ascent was going to turn it around right then and there.
Better job with Banny post that Uber. The meta now with the Uber is to Uber your soldier and have him jump behind the team and then multi that Uber to someone else. Banny recognized it right away, turned around completely to chase the Uber who was trying to get in behind them, was able to clean up that soldier, and from there it was a domino effect. So good job from froyotech recognizing the play. In comes Corsa, in comes Muma, taking the first 2 frags of the round. Yomps is going to get one onto Corsa, but it is going to be okay as both teams are 4 versus 4. Both medics are up. And it looks like Ascent have the better health here as they are getting aggressive on the point. froyotech are being forced out. Muma trying to put in some damage, but being forced out with his scout. Yeah, Free State's backed out as well. So a nice job from Ascent, vying for position. Oh, look at this. froyotech going to get those heals and decide to come back in because they did get that faster respawn. Blue Uber is going to be popped. Red Uber is also going to pop theirs. And now it is a skirmish to see who can get those kills, who can win their 1v1s. In comes a soldier Rando on the hill to turn some eyes.
Oh, Melee's getting behind right now. Look at that. They don't see him yet. They put huge damage on Clockwork follow-up rocket. He's on the medic at this point. Ow. takes him down. Beautiful play by Mela. Wonderful play. 4-4 does go down in the end. But I think Badonsky and Yomps could probably hold off Muma here. Yeah, Muma's going to throw up a little cheeky trap, tail between the legs, and got to back up to the med at this point in time because, as we mentioned, they don't have the cap. Their spawns are super quick.
I love seeing the kill feed in matches like this where both teams play at such high caliber. There's just moments of sustained fight, sustained damage, and then boom, a cluster of kills in the top feed as there are frags and refrags and frags again. It's just great to watch that level of play. You know, everyone's playing at the top of their ability. We do see there is a trade. Mela goes down. So does Clockwork. Rando now is going to take down Patty as well. So froyotech down 2 very quick in this exchange here. It's going to allow this Ascent team to start counting down or continue to count down as they are under. And they are at 140, 135 just about. And they're about to have Uber.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. They do have an Uber advantage here. They can start... Oh, man. And moving in, I do see 4-4 faking his call. They're going to be able to milk this easily. If Froyo moves in and tries to make them pop Uber early, they're going to be able to get their counter Uber hands down. Banny does cap the cap point, put some time on it. Muma trades his life. I don't like that at all right now. They're going to need a demo man in this fight. Rando got separated from his medic right there. Is he taking anybody else out? No, he instantly goes down. Banny has fought soldiers in close quarters like that before.
No, Corsa with the big bomb from behind. Sorry to interrupt, but Corsa comes in. He's going to pop up 404. In came a scout for the red team. I believe it was Banny, and just swatted that medic out of the air. A designed play, a coordinated play from the froyotech team to take down the enemy team's medic. And you can see now that they did lose free state, which is BUICK is kind of the trend of the way that these exchanges are going. But they are going to win the exchange at least and be able to retake middle.
I'm kind of starting to think, like, if we were to remove medics from both teams, I think froyotech is, they're, because more or less we're seeing that right now. We're removing medics from both teams because they're just dying left and right. So we're getting to see a lot of these scrappy fights without heals that are wonderful. And plays like that where Corsa bounces the medic up in the air, calms, and gets finished off are wonderful.
Here comes the bomb again. In comes Corsa and Patty. Corsa now with the rocket onto 4-4 is going to finish him off. Muma's going to get 3, finishing off Shrugger and Yomps. Muma still in, trying to put in damage. Going to be joined by Clockwork. It's Mela and Badonsky versus 2 scouts and a demo man. Mela now flying through the air is going to get stuffed. Banny and Clockwork take him out. Muma still alive. And the control point still in control of red team.
I'm starting to think it's just heal Muma equals win game at this point in time. Like, just give Muma a permanent overbuff. Did you see the sticky kills he got there? Literally 2 sticky kills, a boatload of damage. Like, just keep Muma fully overbuffed at all times. I'm starting to think they need to do.
Yeah, and with that advantage so heavily in favor of froyotech, the bombs are going to come in for the Ascent team, but it is going to get completely eaten up by froyotech. Corsa is on sniper. Shrugger in the backfield, the only remaining member. Manny's going to get his 5th kill of his life. And I wonder, BUICK, though, how that sniper play is going to affect the rest of this round, because that one round that we did see froyotech win so far was the round where they couldn't hold because of Corsa missing some of his shots.
It's at this point in time, there's what, a minute left? Like,
oh my god. Muma, the 4th and 5th kill of his life with a sticky trap, making 404 drop his Uber. And we have Ascent trying to get everything that they possibly can out of that disaster. But actually, I was gonna say it's not much, but it's about the price of a medic because they take down free state.
I feel so bad. Like, they're so scrappy that they're able to win without free state, but they just protect them a little better. But it's so hard to when both teams have just accepted that it's kind of just like a scrap fest. Like, you know, TF2, you're supposed to protect your medic, but sometimes on Vida, both teams kind of just silently agree to just toss the bodies at each other consistently.
Corsa does take down Shrug. Oh, and he takes down Badonsky as well. Now it comes Randall to sell out to clean him up, but Clockwork is going to return the frag, and that is going to be a complete team wipe, except for the medic, who was left up to build Uber, but unfortunately, when your team is dead, you can't do that. So that's going to allow froyotech to catch up just a little bit. Unfortunately for Ascent, there's about 10 seconds left on the clock. Ascent need to come out. Recognizing that, froyotech are going to try to get with that forward hold and stuff them in. Rando and Shrugger now trying to get in the face of froyotech, but they are 3 and medic strong there. Rando on the point. It's going to cost him overtech. Shrugger does take down Patty. And now Clockwork's in danger of going down, but he cleans up Shrugger. Mela comes in. In comes the pistol from Clockwork. The blue Uber is out, BUICK. And look at this with the overtime. 49 seconds left on the clock. Froyotech realize they can't win this fight. They're going to back it up. They're going to let Ascent take time on the point. Or are they? The red Uber comes out. And they get a frag. Wow. They get a second frag. A third frag. This round is going to go from them.
That's not what I expected in any respect. Rando's puts so much damage out but can't finish anybody off. Loses his life, and here comes the cap. Like, what are they going to do? 2-1. Froyo just pulled it off. My God. It was just, you know, Ascent making a mistake there, you think, or what?
No, I think that was such... I think you can credit that to froyotech. They recognized the situation of the fight, which is so hard to do in the real time of the actual engagement. They backed up, they got their heals, they knew what the Uber was. So then they came in afterwards, they stopped it just in the nick of time. Were able to take that round 2-1, and I would have to say I do not see any gaps in the armor of froyotech so far. Ascent are the stronger team, I think you would say here, but so far froyotech throwing their name in the hat to be right there with them, and they are opening it up here. 2 people down for the Ascent team. Make that 3. Shrugger's gonna take down 1. There goes another. So Badonsky takes down Banny. 3 alive on either team, but froyotech grouped up on that right side have their medic. And they're going to have the heals to push back out. Shrugger trying to go for a big play on the medics. Not going to happen.
I like what he's doing.
Cleans him up. Yeah, it was
I like what he's doing, but they caught him, you know. Oh, look at this bomb coming in by Melee here. 1 rocket on the... No, actually, no rockets on Free State. I like that positioning by Free State. That's what they need to do. For the first round or 2, like, every time a soldier would bomb in, whether it was from the front or the back, and just catching Free State out of position, and this has been wonderful from so far. Of course, it ends up getting dropped there. I don't want to call that a drop because you shouldn't be having to use your Uber there, but they may be able to push off of that. Yomps still getting the kills, but maybe not on as fire as we thought earlier. Melee puts a rocket on Free State. Free State pops just in time. I think from that range, that rocket may have killed him too. So, very good job there. They end up losing Medic because of it. I don't... Do you think it's just like a disconnect in Ascent's comms? They're just kind of getting stuffed continuously here.
You know what? I think they're running into a wall, and I think that wall is named Clockwork. Take a look. He's got 69 points on the board above both medics. And
God.
he is really just being a force right now. He is absolutely out of control, and when he's playing like this on Viaduct, we've seen him drop like 98 frags or something ridiculous like that. So Banny, he's going to take down Rando. Now, in comes Ascent to try to get some time on the board, but they are bleeding players. Ooh, Mela takes down 1. Yams takes down another. Patty does take down Mela, though, so froyotech doing a nice job of clustering together, making sure they're a ball, and putting in a whole lot of damage, but Ascent grabbing some frags here. A fight over. That's Patty with the stick. Oh, and 404 gets a swipe with the Uber on him. So that's going to put his team up with a huge advantage. A nice heads-up play from 404. Unfortunately, did lose a player, but they are going to have Uber, and they are going to have faster respawns to get out and use this Uber.
It's true. So, I don't know. It's nice. 100%. Just on 6%. Corsa may be able to hit a shot and change this around. It kills Melee, that's a good start. So look how low Rando is too. Both are soldiers. If somebody breathes on Rando, they don't see him. Oh yeah, they do.
Clockwork sniffed him out.
It's not like a bloodhound. That was funny to see.
I mean, I didn't see how 404 died, BUICK, but he died, and I was going to say that was a huge exchange and a very important exchange for Ascent. They had such a big advantage. They had a man advantage, and you had Corsa on Sniper, so if you were able to take advantage of that, you would have had a big exchange, and you could have turned that into a round that went your way, but unfortunately, it went south very quickly on the back of that Corsa headshot on Mela, followed by the rest of the players sort of domino effect dying, but you know, not over yet. We are 2-1 in favor of froyotech, though. We do have Ascent getting ready to push up and move. They are getting positioning. Still on Sniper is Corsa, and down goes Clockwork. So this is the time where Ascent need to take advantage of the fact that Corsa is pushed back on Sniper and doesn't have the room to take shots. They are putting time on the point. I would like to see them bomb in on that right side and take Corsa out of the game. But BUICK, they do take the cap, and they are going to start gaining some time back.
I like that right now. They need to knock something off. You can't go down 3-1, especially after going up 1-0. And the first round was such a domination for them too. So you got to get this round here. You got to start pulling back some time. Their soldiers are pulling back. They need to do this. I just realized this too. That's very cute. They're both wearing matching capes. I kind of like that. You always have to, like, you got to have the aesthetic appeal. So they're going to be able to. Oh, jeez. They have to use the Uber, but they dropped Rando. Is this going to be a bad Uber, BloodSire?
Drop Badonsky too. Badonsky wasn't alive in that fight, so it is a very bad Uber. froyotech, Free State are up. And we do see that was Corsa selling out to put a rocket on the medic and pop him up just enough to have his scout Benny come in and clean him up. Patty's going to take down Shrugger, and it is open range here for the froyotech team to get in, recap this middle cap point. Benny still going strong, taking down the 5th of his life. And Ascent, you know, they're getting caught between a rock and a hard place. And they didn't even manage to have Free State pop that Uber. And with 30 seconds left on the clock for froyotech, Ascent really need to find something, BUICK. I don't know what they can do.
I'm not sure at this point. I'm just going to start... You can't start bleeding players. Mela going down again. Mela's making moves earlier, but now just keeps dying off the bat here. You just can't get into a good position to bomb. The other soldier goes down too. They're just... I don't know. Both soldiers can't get it done. Like, you can't force Free State. Yomp brings out the sniper, takes out... Oh, did you see that? Corset dying too. Banny cleaning him up.
Just
Banny,
Badonsky on the point to send it into overtime is going to have to 1v the world here as Banny does clean him up. Little sliver of overtime, enough for some blue players to come out. Yeah, we do have a medic and a soldier from Ascent trying to make things happen. Banny is going to take down Mela. Oh, but Randall takes down one. Shrugger comes in. Can Yams make it there in time? Shrugger is surely going to die. Yams does come in, but Clockwork cleans him up along with Shrugger. And that, look at the scouts. 27 for Banny, 21 for Clockwork. That's going to send us into the half by a tune of 3-1 in favor of froyotech.
That's 3-1 so far. That's not what I think a lot of people expected right there. So that is a damn. What a ridiculous first half. Like we saw Ascent. We saw them open up. The first round was... we were both laughing at how much Yomps was just destroying people. Like, Yomps couldn't be touched that first round. I mean, he still ends up going 25-18, which is fantastic. Listen, when you lose 3-1 in a half of Viaduct, and your KD is 25-18, like, you're doing something right. So hope maybe they can ride his back in the second half, I think. That's pretty good on Scout. Like, I gotta say, it's funny to like look at the numbers between Froyo and Ascent, like KD wise, because like the people on Ascent aren't having poor games. They're having good damage. They're almost all 300 DPM.
You know what though, BUICK? I recently learned how to read damage stats and take a look at the Scout damage stats over on the froyotech side. Clockwork,
what?
9,109 damage. Banny, 9,380 damage. Compare that to the Ascent scouts. I mean, they've been dead more, so they're not gonna have as high of damage. But you know, Yam sitting at 6,004, Shrugger sitting at 6,008. So you know, almost 2,500 above the Ascent scouts are the froyotech scouts. So that really come into play are Banny and Clockwork, and you can see why bringing Clockwork to the table has been such a force for froyotech, and why we put so much weight on this match, because you know, Ascent, they're the reigning champs. By every rights, they should be the better team. This is a new froyotech team, but when you put Clockwork back in the roster and you put Banny back on scout, you know, it's a tall order for any team to deal with. And as good as Shrugger and Yams are, it's very difficult to deal with those scouts, especially on a map like Viaduct where they're going absolutely out of control. Both almost at 10,000 damage. They're going to hit 10,000 damage in this second half. So, I mean, that's just crazy for a scout.
It's like 37-12. I mean, with like we've 37-12 and also, you know, 8 capture points, you know, just icing on the cake so far. 5 doms. Him and Banny both have 5 doms.
Banny's at 407 damage a minute. I mean,
oh my God, who isn't? Dominations are just coming to him and just throwing themselves down at his feet. He is the domination king as well as his scout partner this first half. So, and the funny part is, as we mentioned, like we were saying, like maybe Free State was dying. Like, you know, we kind of thought he was dead a lot. His ratio is still 11 deaths to 23 assists. That just proves if he like attached his beam to anybody, they were just making mincemeat of the opposition.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to be a tall order for Ascent to contend with going into this second half, but they are going to be on red, the power side. Of course, everybody knows red team is the better team. It's scientifically provable. So we'll see if Ascent, as they do elect to ready up, can make anything of that. Who are you going to look at in this first exchange of this half?
Who do you think can bring it back? I'm hoping. Muma. I hate not starting with a demo. We just got Muma right here. He's throwing a nice sticky on the left. Doesn't really hit anybody. Walks over the air sticky. Kind of passive so far. Sees has got her decent sticky on him. Has to throw some stickies up on the bomb. But people are bombing over his head right now. We can't watch Muma anymore. He's going to end up going down. So we're going to switch over to any kind of red player bombing in deep. They do end up taking out Muma. But that's all. They'll trade him right now. Corsa going down. You'll trade that too. Like, Rando needs to be saved here. Clockwork knew Rando was weak, finished him off. Ascent may get the cap, but look at Clockwork.
It's Scouts and Medic versus Scouts and Medic, Buick. Here it is. Here's the setup right now. Who is going to be the better combo? Clockwork and Banny. It's them. They combine and take down both.
I actually, regardless of how hot another scout will ever be in this game, in a situation where it's two medics charioting, like, you know, two scouts each, I will take those two hands down. They have fought side by side for so long. They know exactly where the other one's going to focus fire, you know?
Exactly, and they got it done there. They are going to put time on the board for the blue froyotech team, and the Uber is going to be popped for both sides here. So frags are going to be looked for as the soldiers try to... We have a pause. Do we have a pause? We have a pause.
We have a pause. So, jeez. And I pause at this moment. Let's see what's
well,
going
let's
on
count
here.
how many players are looking up at Corsa as he flies through the air. Let's see. We have a soldier looking to airshot him, a scout looking to airshot him, and I don't know if he's going to be able to sneak in through the gap in those buildings. But we also have Rando in the back of the blue team.
Was anybody doing wrong way?
Yeah, I don't. Muma is kind of like looking in that direction.
Yeah, he's kind of looking in that direction, so maybe he knows he's there. But if Rando actually lands and does maybe a speed jump, like I see Free State's Uber is flashing right now.
Right.
So it may go down if Rando times this up right. Maybe it'll bounce off the wall and just completely come down and smash Free State. Regardless if Muma is, you know, sees him or not, where Muma's positioning is, you can't really protect your medic. Maybe he can like shift to the right and throw a sticky up on the wall to protect him, but Rando could have a clean medic pick right here. But both soldiers flying in, I do think Rando has a higher % chance to get the medic at this point in time. As you mentioned, two players from Ascent are looking at Corsa, but something to note as well too is nobody is particularly looking. Maybe Yomps is. Yomp sees Patty, so if they both look up at Corsa, Corsa flies behind, goes for the medic pick. That could be an open door for Patty to come in and kill the medic.
I also think, yeah, I agree with that, and I also think over on the opposite side, I think Clockwork is wise, along with Muma, to the fact that Rando is in behind, because he's looking that way as well. So if you do see that skip jump, that speed jump from Rando, it almost looks like he is setting that up, and I would put in a plea to our production if we could maybe get a Rando cam when we do go live again, because I'd like to see what he's able to do here, as it looks like he's getting ready to do another rocket jump. And as you mentioned,
he has good health.
He has good health, and he is in position with that Uber running out on Free State to possibly make a play onto him. So that'll be interesting to watch.
Something, you know, maybe Clockwork knows he's going to be there. Like we do see Clockwork looking behind. Clockwork's kind of watching Muma shoot something right now. So, geez. Rando, this is a huge play too, because look at the timing. Well, actually, the clock keeps running, so the time is not accurate. So I'm not exactly sure how much time is left currently. But, like, this, if they get a Free State pick here, based on, you know, they're going to be, what, 25, 30% Uber advantage after that? Like, if Ascent slows it down after a medic pick here, they can easily take this round. They have to, one, Rando has to go in and potentially get the medic. And if that doesn't happen, that's fine. But they have to protect their medic in this situation when it does go live, because we see Corsa flying in high, Patty potentially flying in low. You know, not everybody's looking at them either. So it's 4-4's positioning seems decent, but you know, anything can happen when it goes live. And here we go.
Here we go. We are live. Let's take a look at what happens. We do see Rando is going to hit the air shot onto Free State. Oh my God. Melee's going to get two. Shrugger takes down Corsa. And the gods of TF2 are with us today, Buick, because a play coming out from Ascent off the back of that air shot. I am just speechless.
I'm so happy we had the time to analyze exactly what the soldiers were going to do, because Rando in that situation, my God, that was beautiful. Popped him up, hit him with the air shot. Like, oh man, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Put that in your highlight vid, my goodness. But do you see, Froyo aren't done yet. They are going to be wanting to come out and wipe that away, forget all about what just has happened. get some damage of their own in. Rando does take some damage over on that tunnel side, but he's going to be able to back it up. 4-4, not in danger at all, is going to have the Uber advantage. As, yeah, he does pop that Uber, and Ascent are trying to go in. Clockwork does take down Rando. Yamps does take down Muma, and on their horses trying to get into the face of froyotech are the Ascent scouts, Yamps and Shrugger, and Yamps again taking down 3. Banny does take down Yamps. They have to contend with him. He is being backed up with only 60 HP. He is going to retreat and live to fight another day. And Ascent riding high off that last play.
It's looking good. It's looking good after that. Like you get the momentum too when you hit a shot like that and your team is still alive and stuff like that. Man, you're rolling with it right now. I like their positioning. It's not bad. Are they maybe going to try? They could potentially bait Blue in so. Oh, they don't see Melee's behind. Melee's in full health behind. He's in completely behind. He's coming in behind Corsa on Sniper. Beefs one rocket, second rocket. Can he hit it? Can he kill anybody? He does take Corsa down, which is going to take a lot of pressure off of them. Patty going down, Clocker going down. Don't trade Rando and Melee for that any time. Like, Froyo players are kind of caught in the middle right now, but Ascent is playing very passive.
Yeah, that's right, and we do see now what the demo and the scout. Yamps is going to take down Banny, and these 3 players for Ascent doing a good job of holding the line, waiting for their teammates to spawn up, making sure froyotech don't have anything in the way of contesting this point. So Ubers are going to keep building. Teams are going to get their buffs out. We can see froyotech on the right side trying to go hide, get some intel before they make this push. We can see on the other side, Ascent doing the same thing. Oh, but Donsky takes down a flying Patty. In come now the bombs. Shrugger takes down Muma. In comes Corsa though. Corsa with a bead on the enemy team's going to get piped by Podonsky. Shrugger takes down Clockwork, and Ascent eating, chomping down the froyotech players like it's nobody's business. They are still in control with 25 seconds on the clock, and they might win this round.
Looking good. They needed this too. After, like you said, it went down to halftime 3-1. You just got it. You've been in this map before. You beat this team on this map before. And this, for all you know, this lineup is nowhere near as powerful as that one too. So you got to come back. You got to force Ubers like they did earlier. But Donsky going down could be an issue when you lose your demo. They need to take out Banny. Banny's on the point. Can anybody kill him? Banny has dodged so many shots. He turns so many heads, but Yamps doesn't miss on Clockwork. Patty trades, and the Ascent wins the round 3-2. Bam! Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, a crazy round off the back of that play from Rando. It was just absolutely intense. Ascent did a great job of capitalizing, making sure there were no missteps after that moment. They really capitalized, and now they can see the score is 3-2. And they need to keep winning out if they want to be the victors here. Clockwork does take down Mela. Oh no, and Muma's going to take down Rando. So right away, Banny with another one. This is going to be Froyo's round here. Clockwork takes down Shrugger. 4-4 in danger of going down. Does go down now, but Donsky trying to run for his life. Clockwork says, I need another frag, please. Thank you very much. He gets it.
Full team.
And the time is going to go for froyotech.
Full team too. You know what was the catalyst for that too? We saw Mela bomb in. Kind of tried to fight the soldier on the shack over there. Didn't really do well against that Rando coming in deep. Gets piped against the wall. That looked pretty. And then Rando jumped in too after that. And they both really didn't put out enough damage. And, you know, Fro's a more than a smart enough team to realize that both soldiers jump in. We're coming in too. Red's bombing in a bunch of people right now. Podonsky is completely stuffed by Clockwork. Clockwork with a 2K. Moving on to Mela. And Patty finishing up Shrugger. They're just throwing bodies at this point. I think they're just trying to maybe force an Uber of any sorts. And the Free State, I like the positioning, absolutely refuses to pop too. I like this a lot from them.
Take a look at froyotech changing up their hold now that the Uber is changing a little bit. They knew that Ascent was going to wait and build out their Uber, so they played back to sort of eat up all those bombs. Now that they know the Uber is going to be up, they've switched to a forward hold, and they're going to be able to stuff in anything that Ascent brings them on the left side, do some early damage, maybe force an early pop. Free State's going to actually have to pop his, yeah, and there goes Ascent too, so it is going to be pops away from the point, and that is advantage in favor of the team in control of the point, because then you force the team to try to retake the point without that Uber when you have the high ground. So great job from froyotech there, playing the situation. Now they're here for another engagement and another fight. It's going to come down to the frags in the backfield. We do have Rando going for another air shot on Free State, takes him down. What a job from him. The frag's now coming in from Ascent. Down go 3 for froyotech. 404 is going to go down. But Podonsky and Mela going to be able to do some damage. And the cap does go for Ascent.
And Rando with another beautiful shot. Rando has Free State's number for sure. Bouncing you up, shooting you out of the air. Like, it's beautiful rockets from Rando. And each time his team has been able to cap middle on the back of it and potentially turn the round around. So we'll see where 404 comes up with the buffs right now. On the right side of both soldiers, we got to get somebody open up the battle from the red soldiers. They're kind of getting stuff. They need to push forward. Patty jumps in very weak, but takes out 404 with a rocket, a fadeaway rocket, and is still alive. Look at Patty hanging out on literally minuscule hit points and just killing person after person. What a machine.
Patty taking down 2. Mela now trying to come in and get some damage onto the blue medic, but Free State is going to back it up now. Just Rando and his scout. His scout goes down. Rando at 1 HP. He's going to kill himself and decide to respawn here. As froyotech are going to retake control, or they do have control, so they're going to keep control of the capture point. Their time is going to tick down to about under just a minute before Ascent are ready to make another play. Uber is ready and in the hands of the froyotech team, so they have another storm to weather here. We'll have to see what Ascent wants to do, try to take it out of their hands. In comes a bombing Mela, but a bombing everybody. They all come in, they get cleaned. Oh, but the pop comes in from Free State. Corsa is going to take down Rando, but a job well done from the Ascent Players Bureau because they got the Uber away from froyotech and they've opened it up for themselves to push in with a full advantage.
Yes, something here though where I do think Froyo kind of has an advantage is that when they have the sniper here, Corsa. So because Red has such an advantage, they are obligated to aggressively push to try to take advantage of this. Doing that into a sniper from that far back sometimes doesn't work like you want it to, as long as Corsa hits the shots. And there's a shot, and there's a shot on the medic, and that's a medic death. Oh my gosh.
Goodness, Corsa with a second onto Rando, and we see it. We said it before. Sniper either makes or breaks the round. If you miss your shots, that's it. You're dead weight. But oh my God, he's gonna take an overpowered stick shot to the body, get flown back, pull out his body shot machine, and wreck that soldier with his fourth kill. Now he's got a machete, and again he gets a 5th kill with the body shot. Corsa showing exactly why snipers can get it done if they hit their shots, but on the back of that, Ascent's gonna decide to get on the point because they had to, because if they didn't, we were in overtime, and that would have been the game for froyotech.
Corsa peeking over there. Is anybody open? No, jeez. The medic is peeking 404. Please watch yourself. Like, I know you can't let them cap here, but you gotta watch yourself from this sniper. That's just the pressure with Yomps going down. They'll trade it for Patty any day. Melee will go down too, but Donsky with the headshot. Rando getting piped. 404. Let's just insult to injury.
Can we vac ban this guy? I mean, can we vac ban him? I don't know. Call Gabe Newell. This guy is a cheater. 7 kills on the round, basically winning that round for his team. Corsa and froyotech with the upset, proving a lot of us wrong here and showing that they are just as strong with this team as they have been in past seasons. froyotech win by a score of 4-2.
Not what we expect. Not really what I expected. I mean, I expected maybe a 4-3, I'd say. But like the thing is, what did you say? The stats were on Saloon. Like stats on Saloon in the Twitter poll were saying the complete opposite.
Saloon went for 65% in favor of Ascent, and then our Twitter poll on @teamfortress.tv went for 58% in favor of Ascent. So people were feeling the Ascent, and I mean they were justified. Ascent, they're the invite champions, but froyotech, Clockwork, and Banny going crazy. And the rest of froyotech doing a great job. Corsa as well in that last round, showing that they came to play today.
I think we said 7 frag streak, including, and the 2 of those 7 were medic picks too, and the 1 was huge because it was after they got their Uber forced and they realized that Red had a huge Uber advantage. They had to push in really aggressively to try to take advantage of it. And he had 4-4's number. He knew where he was going to walk, just perfectly weighted, perfect timing. And that Uber drop actually turned, and that didn't even turn the round around. It just like completely put the, what do you say, like the nail in the coffin, 100% of that round. It was done after Corsa got on fire.
And let's talk damage for a second, because I'm taking a look at these stats, and I'm looking at the froyotech stats now. And on the damage column, we have 4 players from froyotech over 10,000, and Patty is at 9,990 damage. So essentially everybody on the froyotech team at about 10,000. Over on the Ascent side, not so much. We have Shrugger at 9.8, Badonsky at 9.8, Mela at 9.3, and the rest are at 8, 8.6, 8.8. But, Clockwork, 12,980 damage. Like, are you kidding me? It's almost 13,000. We have Banny, 12,352. Muma, the demo man, who should be putting out the most damage, 11,000, which is still insane. So, really, froyotech really bringing it. Some great plays all around. Great plays from Ascent too. Rando with those amazing medic picks. Great holds from Ascent, a great job with those team fights. But in the end, there's just, those individual plays. We talked about it in the first hour and again at the beginning of this match. Viaduct is one of those maps where if you have one player go absolutely crazy, make a good streak, have a good streak, make a big play, it could change the round. And we saw that a few times. You saw that out of Clockwork. We saw that out of Banny. Corsa in the end there as Sniper going absolutely out of control. Somebody get this guy in AA for real. I mean, he went absolutely nuts. So a great job from froyotech. And that's why, BUICK, we were so excited for this matchup here in week 2, because it's just the beginning, and already we saw that froyotech, they've come to play. This isn't going to be a rebuilding season for them. This is a season where they really have a shot to win it.
Before that game, like, Ascent had 14 rounds for and 2 against, and now they dropped down to 16-6. Like, that's pretty. They were, dude. I looked at their record. They were 3-0, and they were wrecking people. Ascent. It was like a 5-0, a 5-2, a 4-0, or something like that. It's like it's just so, these guys at any given match, either of these teams seems like they can pull off and win, which is fantastic for the top of Invite too. And like, as we look at Invite right now, you know who's in first place? EVL Gaming after that one. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So first is EVL, second is Ascent, third is Froyo, the fourth is Hands Off. But these are, after that, it's just teams who are like 1-1, so they haven't played their matches yet. But like, damn, moving forward, let's think about this. What do we got Froyo coming up on after this? Like, Froyo,
they have another match on Viaduct versus Hands Off,
Okay.
which you expect should be a win for them. And then next week,
Oh,
Gully Wash
wow.
week, there it is, right? EVL Gaming. So we're gonna have EVL they passed their first test in week 1 versus Team Solo Uber, who we know is a top 3 team. They're gonna have to do it again when they face off against this new froyotech roster, and that's Gully Wash, and that's scheduled so far on the 9th.
Both teams at that point in time too, like EVL, they have bird noises. Which potentially, the odds are in their favor to maybe take out bird noises on Viaduct. Both, can you imagine that? Both teams, the beginning of Gully Wash, they're both sitting at 4-0 at the top 2 slots of Invite. This is like, part of it's like deja vu from last season when like we had that hot team, we had that Goodwill Fan Club team, as I mentioned. Like, they started off so hot, and then they started fighting the big juggernauts and giants, and that's when they prove that they are improved, better, or that's maybe second, third, fourth seed. Like, it's next week is lining up to be wonderful.
And not just next week. Ascent only have they have a bye, so they only have one match on Gully Wash next week. But their first match of week 4 will be on Sunshine, and that'll be versus EVL Gaming. So, like you said, EVL Gaming, they've proved it so far. They've got 3 matches under their belt. Going forward, they'll have to fight the 2 Titan teams, and in that same regard, these 2 Titan teams are going to have to face off against this up-and-coming upstart team that's doing so well. So the future of Invite looks like it's in good hands. Lots of strong competition. It's great to see all these teams playing so strong and so well, and a very impressive performance tonight from all the teams, really.
Seriously, like we had 2 good matches. There's each of the 4 teams tonight who played, they all had highlights, like highlights that could win them rounds worthy and stuff like that. It was good TF2 tonight. I'm very happy. We're blessed to have a nice double header tonight, and hopefully that will continue throughout the season, because Invite is looking really damn strange and exciting this season.
Yeah, and we hope you guys who all tune in tonight will tune in for the rest of the season. Of course, if you go to teamfortress.tv, over on the left side, we have our news section that we update with all of the information in the news and the community events that are happening. And just under that, we have our little event tracker where you can find out when all the matches will be casted, what's happening, the different tournaments that go on, not just in North America, but in Europe and beyond as well. So keep your eye on that. You can also follow us on Twitter at TeamFortress.tv, also on Facebook as well. Any last words, BUICK, before we send it off and tell everyone good night here?
Oh, nothing from me. Thank you. Just the opportunity to cast this beautiful game, TF2, high-level matches between wonderful teams. I don't want it any other way. That is good night tonight. Good night today, Sarah. Definitely awesome.
Well, for BUICK, for our cameraman, much love to him, who I'm probably saying his name wrong because I'm a terrible person. Thank you, Marblr, and I am BloodSire. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight. We will be back with you throughout the week and next week. Stay tuned. Go to teamfortress.tv and find out exactly when. Everyone have a good night. We'll see you next time.